the stars. Aren't they pretty? I've always loved space. Well, not exactly space as we know it in our universe. More like what you would find in Star Wars. Jedi versus Sith. Good versus evil. And, whatever this is. Carrying on. One of the most iconic stories ever told by humankind. It contains a vast universe filled with unique planets and life forms, all ruled over by an evil conglomerate that wants nothing but complete domination, and a ragtag team of rebels that fight against their rule. Add in a little incest. Nope, absolutely not. This is not that kind of channel. Yeah, maybe we'll skip that part, but if you put yourself in the center of all that, you've got the perfect spacefaring adventure on your hands. The Star Wars films are an excellent display of effective world building and storytelling. This leaves the viewer feeling immersed in the universe, which is great and all, but I wanted to go one step further. I'm a bit of an immersion junkie. I needed to pilot my own TIE fighter, hold my own lightsaber, feel the Force flow through me. So I went on a quest.
Hello.
To find my own Star Wars adventure in the best reality there is.
Virtual reality.
But before I did any of that, I had an important decision to make. I had to reach deep into the depths of my being and figure out what matters most to me. Meditate on my morals and values, a level of introspection I had yet to experience. I saw beauty, but also darkness, love and hate, strength and weakness, compassion and... Yep, I'm gonna be a Sith Lord. After accepting the dark side as my new Lord and Savior, I only had one task left before my training could begin. I needed a badass Sith name.
What should my Sith Lord name be?
Coconut?
And so begins the journey of Darth Coconut. My first objective of training would be to master the art of space combat in a TIE fighter. Once complete, I could move on to hone my skills as a lightsaber duelist and instrument of the Force. Now follow me, young Padawan, on my journey to become the most powerful Sith Lord Disney never created. My training would begin in Star Wars Squadrons. As I embarked on my journey, I loaded up the game with low expectations and a sneaking suspicion that I'd be terrible at it. Whoa. God, it's like bumper cars in space. I was 1000% right about that. But was I gonna let that stop me? Absolutely not. I'm a Sith Lord, damn it, and Sith Lords don't quit. So I carried on, and decided that if I was going to be a master of space combat, I would have to set myself a goal so outrageous, so ambitious, that it was worthy of completion only by a true Sith. And that was to win a single multiplayer match. I decided to play through the campaign first to ease into things and get a good handle on the controls. What's that? You want to know my thoughts on the campaign experience? Okay then, first off, the good stuff. This game is truly visually captivating. It creates a sense of scale that you just have to experience in VR. I had my breath taken away more than once, usually when emerging from hyperspace only to find something spectacular like a planet covered in lava or an Imperial Star Destroyer. The environments are beautifully detailed, and the 3D meshes look fantastic as well. And I found myself really impressed with the level of intricacy in the cockpit. All the buttons and switches. Unfortunately, you can't press any of them, but the instruments you do interact with, like your radar and your boost level, are all very legible. And having to look at these instruments instead of some floating heads-up display showing your health and ammo really makes you feel like you're the pilot. You are in that cockpit. Moving on to my experience with the controls, this is my first time flying with a joystick of any kind. Needless to say, there was definitely a learning curve. But even though I was terrible at it, I could tell that the controls felt snappy and responsive. I kept running into the problem, however, of not having enough buttons on my joystick and thruster. Which one is it? I have no idea what this game wants me to press right now. Help! I had to have my keyboard handy at all times, just in case the game wanted me to perform a specific action that wasn't mapped on my joystick. Some abilities that weren't as important, like cycling through targets, basically went ignored because they were too inconvenient to worry about. That's okay though, it didn't take away from the gameplay too much. After some practice and some tinkering with the controls, I was feeling a bit more comfortable, but I still wasn't ready for my final test. So I played all the way through to the end of the campaign to get a better handle on things. And as far as that goes, well, it's a Star Wars story. I won't spoil it for you, but don't expect incredible writing, dialogue, or character development. That's not the game's strong points. It's not bad by any means. Well, come to think of it actually, some of the dialogue is.
Lousy Imperials deserve payback with interest.
Shall we just build a Death Star and get it over with?
Aw, they're becoming exactly what they've been fighting against this whole time. It's so original. Maybe I'm being overly critical. Overall, the campaign was a very fun and immersive experience, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. After completing the campaign, I was ready to test my mettle against the true rebel scum, other players. Oh, I'm gonna get ya. Gotta get repaired. Oh, no. Shoot. Oh, you're going down. Got him. You're going down, buddy. You're going down. Oh. Yeah. Got him.
Victory is yours, Titan Squadron.
Yes. I've done it. I've done it.
Well done, my pupil. You've completed your first trial.
By your mentorship, my lord.
Are you prepared for your next challenge?
Yes, my lord.
Good. Good. Because we really need to do something about this whole lightsaber thing.
What do you mean?
Oh, well, I mean, it's just kind of a known thing around here that, well,
What is it?
you kinda suck at them.
What?
You remember Becky's party where that guy came up to her and was being all touchy and
Yeah?
you were so drunk and
Yes?
you peed yourself.
Okay, yes, I remember.
You went up to him to tell him off and he challenged you to a lightsaber duel. But when you pulled yours out, it was facing the wrong way and you put a hole right through your leg.
I remember it differently.
That's
but-
exactly what happened.
Okay, it was one time.
That's all it takes to have a hole put through your leg.
Point taken.
Anyway, that's why. But today, we're going to fix that. There's a temple on the planet of Deveron, a home to a collective of Jedi. Go there and show them the true power of the dark side.
I will not fail you, my lord.
After being tasked with the senseless murder of Jedi, I sat and thought about my choices. Was I on the right side of the Force? What have I become, some sort of hitman? And then I realized, Yeah, that's kind of exactly what I am, and I definitely signed up for this.
I just love killing.
Now free from the moral shackles that once bound me, I could complete my second and final task in a medieval combat game, Blade and Sorcery. If you own a VR game system and haven't tried this game, first of all, what on earth do you think you're doing? And second of all, you need to try it. You ever been hit with a basket?
Eat dirt.
Oh. Now it's over! So stop whatever you're doing right this instant and install it. It is incredibly good. If you are familiar with the game, you might be thinking, this isn't a Star Wars game at all. And that's where you're dead wrong. Blade and Sorcery is a game that supports mods, and the community has provided thousands of them. One of those mods is the Outer Rim mod. Once installed, you'll have access to lightsabers while playing one of the greatest combat experiences VR has to offer. Do you not know who I am? I don't know about you, but that sounds like a winning combination to me. We're not going to stop there, though. The game already gives you telekinetic powers to manipulate items with your mind, but in order to be considered a true Sith Lord, I need to be able to force push with ease. The add-on Latent was the perfect addition to my Imperial arsenal. It gives you a more natural feeling force push, and it's very easy to use. Now that I have the tools necessary to overcome those dirty Jedi,
Real dirty.
I had my work cut out for me. Blade and Sorcery's Update 10 introduced semi-procedurally generated dungeons with pre-spawned patrolling enemies. Up until this point, the only game modes available had been Sandbox and Survival, both of which last indefinitely and don't have a win condition. The dungeons, however, give the player a clear beginning and end. Basically, you can beat the game now. If you have the Outer Rim mod installed, you have the option of spawning different kinds of enemies in those dungeons, such as Sith and Jedi forces, bounty hunters, and more. My goal was simple: cut through the Jedi forces in a dungeon of the highest length and difficulty available. To prepare for this, I first practiced my newfound force powers. Ow. It's harder than it looks. You see, in order to use telekinesis on an item, you have to point straight at it with your hand and then hold the grab button. It doesn't seem to have much wiggle room. Sometimes it'll feel like I'm aiming directly at an object and it just won't register. As I practiced, it got easier, but it's still an issue. Once you have control of an item, you can rotate and spin it, pull it towards you using the trigger button, push it away from you using the thumb buttons on the controllers, or throw the item in any direction. Larger items will take longer to move and change direction, whereas smaller items are easier to manipulate and will follow your hand movements very closely. It's a really fun mechanic, but it definitely took some getting used to. After some time practicing, I felt ready to travel to the Jedi Temple to carry out my Lord's will. Jedi killer lightsaber? You don't say. Oh, no! Well, there it goes. I guess I still have one. You don't see me. Something. Give me something. Give me all the health. I don't even know what to say to that. Did you just trip and kill yourself? Oh no. Hey! Nailed it. I guess I won't be needing this anymore. My work here is done.
That's it, get him.